Hello, and welcome back to our season-ending show. I am honored to introduce once again Dr. Pez. Welcome back. And, of course, our newest member of the team, Martin, and, of course, Johnny in the production booth. How's everyone feeling today?
Depressed.
Martin, you recovered, or are you still lying in bed with the covers over your head?
Oh, I wish I've had a busy morning, so I had to force myself to get up. But I would rather have been. I cry myself to sleep still. I am. You don't like to admit these things, but I am pretty devastated, to be honest. This is 2 years in a row, and we've beat ourselves 2 years in a row. Like, these Super Bowl chances didn't come along often, and I know, like, the neutral probably thought we were maybe an outside chance, but watching this team every week, see if we could just cut out the mistakes, play some clean football. It would have been hard for teams to beat us, but we let them beat us. Like, we give them the opportunity, and it's just really frustrating. That's 2 years in a row now this has happened.
Yeah, thinking of your position and the feeling of loss, I think perhaps me or myself, Johnny, and Pez would all agree we would prefer to be crying in bed, mourning the loss of a divisional round series versus what we had in our team. Except for maybe Pez. He has, good feelings. But me and Johnny, come on. Cowboys and Giants? We got the Eagles and Commanders.
I know, both are animated in the final.
Yeah. Well, that's a wild championship game. I just hope the Commanders keep it up and just don't get smoked by the Eagles, because the Eagles are there for the taking. I'd say with the Ravens, I feel your pain, Martin, because it's subjective, isn't it? Our teams are where our teams have been for a couple of seasons now. Whereas for you, it's like, we'd rather be where you were, but you've been there that many seasons now. It's almost like your Groundhog Day, like when for seasons I was complaining about Pete with the Seahawks Groundhog Day. So I understand your pain. I do understand it. But I had the Ravens. I thought Lamar and Derrick Henry would have had too much, even in the snow. I thought it would have benefited them more. But Mark Andrews turned into a pumpkin, didn't he?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, on Around the NFL podcast, Greg Rosenthal, he said for years, like, Mark Andrews, he's like, it doesn't get mentioned enough. In the big moments, he fumbles or drops. He does it quite often, and like, I don't think folk realise. See, if you go back, you'll see how many times he has cost the Ravens. Don't get me wrong, I love the guy. Like, he's like, a lot of folk don't know this about him. Like, he's like a type 1 diabetic. Every time he's off the field, he's having to jag himself to check his bloods and everything. Like, the guy's a warrior. I respect him as an athlete and all the rest. I love the guy, but he keeps costing us in these big games now. And it's not nice to blame it all on one person. It isn't, not just all one person, but when you see a game like that, you're just like, it's just 2 years in a row where we've beat ourselves. It's like teams haven't beat us. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like we've let them beat us. And like, and I'm not being funny, and in my opinion here, like, how can you not win a Super Bowl when for the last 2 years you've had the best quarterback in the league? Like, you're not going to get that chance very often. You know what I mean? Like, Lamar probably won't play this well again next season because he's been at such a high level. How can you play like that again? So, it is frustrating. Like, it just feels like we should have won one of these Super Bowls, and we've got none.
I'd go back to the start of the game. Point what I watched, because I only watched like the first quarter to the second. I watched a couple of series and got myself to bed. Is when Derrick Henry was wide ass open and Lamar. No, it was on Lamar. Lamar's throw was fucking awful. Like, you've got that big bastard
Still could have caught
free who doesn't catch the football ever really. He's wide ass open and you underthrow that football. Like, what a tip. What a tip. That could have literally changed the whole scale of that game. But
I think as well though, like, see where like a quarterback missing throws and a quarterback maybe having one interception in a game, I think that's like, okay, you don't want those things to happen, but that doesn't make a quarterback have a bad game. Like, these things happen like in games and teams still win. Like, it's all like, it's that those are acceptable things to happen. Like, I think Lamar played well enough to win that game. Like, you know what I mean? He had moments. I mean, I don't think he could have done much more.
I'm not blaming Lamar. I'm just saying that was like you can go back to that play and look at it and go on both of them, really. I'm not just blaming Lamar. Lamar underthrew it, but Derrick Henry could have easily caught that ball as well. Like Johnny said, he probably wouldn't have been able to, because of the way the ball was thrown, he probably wouldn't have been able to generate the speed to get free if Lamar threw it a bit higher for him. So it was a catchable, easier ball to catch. I think that was a touchdown and it would have, like, I think, potentially changed the game. You never know with them things, but I always just think when I look at the score and I look at that potential there. But for me, I look at the Ravens team and who are you losing next year? We can talk about this if you come on in the off season with us when we start back up again, and we could talk about these things a bit more. But I was just interested because I look at your team and I just think if you're not losing too many pieces, the Ravens to me scream, you've got Zay Flowers and no one else. Likely is better than Pork put a comment in there, what I was going to bring up. Likely is better than Andrews, in my opinion. Like you said, he is a warrior and stuff like that. But how much are you paying the guy? Could that money be utilised into getting yourself another veteran receiver or some sort of receiver? Because I look at your team and I just think if he just had 2 wide receivers, then I think
Martin, if you don't mind, if I can piggyback on what Pez is saying here before you reply. I'm curious because you, as a Ravens fan, probably focus on reading Raven news or updates. And I'm just curious, after the first week with Likely and he exploded, and the end of season last year, Likely really kind of took over the tight end position. I'm wondering why Andrews came back into the fold and they're not using Likely as much as what a lot of people expected this year to kind of transition to him. He's going to be a lot cheaper in the future.
To be fair, I don't know. Like, I know it's easy to say now off of the back of an Andrews bad game. Like, Andrews up until this game, at the end of the season, he's had a good. He's played well, But we all know, like the coaching staff know that, like, Andrews has this in him to, like, not show up, but just, like, in the big moments, not manage it. So I am kind of surprised, not so much that he didn't get the job over Andrews, but I would have expected Likely to be more involved, is what I would have expected. Like, the only reason he was involved so much last night was probably because Zay Flowers was out injured, you know that. So it is a bit of a weird one. They are going to have to make a decision there. As for Pez asking about pieces, what we might lose in that, I think the big thing is I think coaching staff-wise, we're not going to get decimated this year like we did last year, so that'll be a plus. I mean, we might lose Todd Monken if he gets a head coaching job. We'll see. I don't think he might not. It just kind of depends there. There's a few teams interested in him. So I will just have to see what happens, really. But like I said, right now it's just like, I think John Harbaugh must be looking and thinking, God, these last 2 years, if they'd went differently, he could have been talked about as one of the all-time great coaches of all time. And don't get me wrong, he's still going to go in the Hall of Fame, the guy. Like, he's still a Hall of Fame coach. But imagine
all-time great?
Not right now. But imagine if these 2 years had went, like, it's just so frustrating. Just play some clean football, Like, see, when you set up your team to be a running team, you can't go down because it means you can't run. So how do you not go down? Well, you play good offense for a start and good defense, but you play clean football so you don't give the other team a short field. You know what I mean? It's just, the Ravens for 2 years now, they've done this. They've not played clean football for 2 years, and that's my biggest thing for next year. I want to watch a Ravens game and not be in the back of my mind thinking, oh, what the fuck's going to go wrong next? Because that's what's in the back of your mind watching the Ravens every game, because it's just been like this for 2 years now.
I was just looking at over the cap.
Future.
I think, look, we're always in a tough division, but I think the Steelers, they're going to have massive questions about what's going forward there. The Browns, God knows. So I think, obviously, the Ravens will always have a good chance to make the playoffs right now, just because two teams seem to be, you know what I mean, for next year, they do seem to be a bit up in the air. But the Bengals, if they sort of out their defence, you maybe fancy them to win the division, and then that's the Ravens going to be on the road again in the playoffs, which doesn't help things either, you know. So, we'll be a playoff team next year. I'd be very surprised if we're not. And if you're in the playoffs, you have a chance. But the Ravens need to play cleaner football. They need to be a lot more disciplined, in my opinion, to do anything now.
It was like a letdown year next year for the Ravens. They've had a history of having those. You know,
well, I hope not.
Kind of fall back to earth a bit, and then Harbaugh. I do respect the man. Pez, you had something to say before we move on to the
I was just looking at over the cap with the Mark Andrews unlikely situation. If I'm in the right year, because this still blags my head a little bit, getting my head around it. Mark Andrews this year, you'd be paying him $16.9 million. You'll be paying likely $3.4 million, but you're almost pretty fucked with what you do with Mark Andrews, because if you cut him pre-1st of June, you've got to take a $5.9 mil dead cap, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
I think you save $11 million.
I don't see him getting cut just because seeing, like, I know, like, he's just so he's like he is like Lamar's safety blanket still. I think that's probably why they are scared to move off him. It's because he is Lamar's safety blanket.
Yeah, like you said, we could go on and on for this, but it's something we could speak about our own individual teams, because obviously the Cowboys have got a lot of things going to be happening whilst we're on our little break. What I know, Pork, we can talk about.
Maybe Andrews will be on the Cowboys next year. Just another nail that, you know, Andrews will go back, catch the game-winning TD in the Super Bowl and drop it from Trey Lance.
Yeah, we got some juicy topics when we come back from our break anyway, because obviously the Giants potentially could have.
I'm excited for next season already.
Cam Ward or something like that. The Ravens, let's see what you do. Seahawks, let's see what they get up to, and then the Cowboys. But really, the Giants and the Cowboys should be some big talking points. But it'll be interesting to see what they do.
So just to let the listeners know what's coming
up. Thank God the
up.
Rams lost last night. Watching stuff get
So just to let the listeners know what is coming up after this, we are going to talk about take a look back at the Orkney Bowl predictions that myself, Johnny, and Pez made in the preseason. We're going to look at the NFL division predictions. We're going to have a little chat about the fantasy draft final standings between myself, Johnny, and Pez, and of course Martin towards the end of the season. We'll also have the results of the lock and underdog and Thursday night football predictions. We'll do a fantasy draft for the divisional round, and we will, of course, have the lock of the week, the underdog, and, of course, what everyone is waiting for, we will have the draft position horse races at the end of the episode, so I know you'll want to hang around for that. Johnny, let's do it. So here we go. We have the Orkney Bowl predictions in St. Magnus. We had Johnny with Carlton Crew, Craig with Carlton Crew, Everett with Leeds Lasso, Pez blanks out.
I think it might have been Carlton Crew or Leeds Lasso.
Some people would say he pussed out. I don't know. I'm not going to use words like that.
Carlton Crew, man. Do you know what it is? It was Manchester Bees, man.
The Seattle Patriots. And the winner was, or is, the Manchester Bees at 9-5. Obviously, they did not win the league championship as far as the Most wins, but the underdog took the day. Pez, is this your league?
No.
No.
I had potential to get promoted, and I had no running backs, so I got my head bummed clean off in that game.
I think they made these picks when Pez was on holiday, so his phone was cutting out.
Okay.
He was on remote.
I'm pretty sure I got Manchester Bees, though. So I'll take the division win.
You're not getting the Manchester Bees.
I would like to say congrats to the Manx. The bees from, I don't know how to say it. Manx is not a bad word, right?
What?
Manx.
Can I say that they are the Minky bees? Is that okay to say?
Yeah, you say whatever you want, Pork. I normally do it.
You get Manchester to say that, then you'll be fine.
I don't know I don't know what the derogatory terms are in Manchester.
Do you mind that NFL game and the commentator? The NFL game and the commentator just like the man is drunk.
Anyway, but I would like to say congratulations to the Carlton crew. 11-3 is not a bad season, something to feel good about and to draw off for next year. And of course, congrats to the Manchester Bees. Johnny, let's go to the next division.
Well done, Manchester Bees. That was Division 1, so that was a big one.
Yeah. Lost the final.
And so Division 2 is Nabby. Yes, Nabby.
Yes,
we had Johnny with the Colts, Craig with the Colts, Everett with the Bengals, Pez with the Orcas, and myself with the Goonies.
Yeah,
and of course, the winner is a 17, the Harlequins.
Can I just ask one question? I've got one question. Who is the Orkney Orcas GM? Who is that?
Who do you think?
That'll be me. That would be who drafted CMC and drafted
with a great 5-9 record. Yeah. Congrats to that, Johnny. 5-9. Yeah. Johnny, did you get relegated?
I did indeed, yes. I think I came 12. When you come 12 with 12 teams, you're going to just you got relegated and we're lucky to get back up. So shut up.
Hey, wait! I'm gonna make sure that's said loud and clearly. Loudly and clearly when we get to my division, Johnny. Don't worry.
Yes.
I will call myself out.
Yes. We'll find it soon enough. Somebody bought it. Didn't get the
league.
No, it was the Harlequins won the league.
The Harlequins won. They were 7-7. They were 6th seed and they won the division.
Yeah, but as far as the regular season title, congrats to the Colts, and of course the Harlequins, congrats on the 7-7 championship. Well done. All right. Because, hey, to be honest, having the right players the last 3 weeks is vital. If you end up having a player on the Chiefs or the Bills or the Lions, perhaps you're not going to have the best performance. So, the Harlequins, while they may not have performed as well in the regular season, they had the right players in the postseason. Well done. All right, Johnny, what division do we have next?
Queen
Hill Division 3. We have Johnny and Everett with the Niners and myself, apparently. And Craig with the Packers and Pez with the Hot Dogs, and of course the Darlington Rams.
Nobody picked Martin's team.
Win it all.
This was a division, and one of you picked me.
This is your team, Martin.
No,
well, it was a division, but he didn't.
It was my division, but none of you picked me. I think I finished. To be honest, I finished 4th or 3rd in the end, but. I got my promotion pretty early doors.
Yeah, you was it the first 10 you won, first 11. 10?
I won my last to end the season. I only won 1 game out of 5 in the end, or something like that. I went on like a bad run in the end in the playoffs, but it was nice to see I had the backing of you guys.
So, what's the name of your team?
It's not there because none. It was the Glenolthus Nazguls. But nobody picked me.
Yeah, because none of us could say it. That's why.
To be honest, I didn't even really know who you were in the previous.
You were a nobody to him. That was it. You were a nobody.
I mean, come on.
All right. So we know.
Celebrity here. Why would I know a nobody like yourself back in the day?
So Pork just picks teams he likes. So it's all right, boys.
In the draft.
This will be minded when I get asked for predictions for next year.
Yeah.
Martin, to put the emphasis on it, the prediction was done on the draft, how the draft board looked. So obviously nobody thought your team looked very good.
Yeah, because I traded back.
I went for Doug.
I am making the prediction already for next year. In Marwick Hill, I think, is the division.
Marwick Head. You're going to get relegated.
Marwick Head, the Cavite Porkers will win the championship.
Well, let's get there first.
Maybe he's been drinking already. I don't know. But well done to Sam, the Darlington Rams, for winning the division.
The Hot Shot Hot Dogs is my mate who I work with. That's why I went for Martin.
Well, 6-8. Well done.
Let me down.
Yes, be proud.
Useless.
Well, I obviously, Doug's in my home league and Craig's in my home league, so I went for one of them. But Craig
and Martin, you've got to remember
for Doug to annoy him.
The Edinburgh Packers is Craig, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he picked his own
so
team.
he was, if I do remember rightly, he was swaying us off you, so you might have beef with Craig, not us.
Yeah, Craig talked us out of that one because Craig was the expert, remember?
Yep. Let's slide all that blame over to Craig. He's not here.
I'll speak to him the next time.
He did give you a compliment for not picking up a defender because you didn't draft a defender, did you?
No, I to be fair, next year I'll do a wee bit different. I never, in the draft, I didn't take a single defender and I picked them out of free agency, but I'll actually... I did, it worked really well, but you're actually better off taking two with like your last two picks, if you know what I mean, instead of waiting for free agency.
5 or 6 that somebody else in this group took.
If you've got your circles the same as me at the bottom, I'm pointing at you, Pork. I'm pointing at
you, bottom, as usual. And I'm right above you, as usual.
That's because it's easier to point at you.
All right, Johnny.
Next up, it's the Mullhead Division. Page's
Mullhead Division 4. So we had Hawks was a popular choice with Johnny, Pez, and myself. Craig had the
Yorkshire Los Muertos.
Everett had the Bucks, and of course the goddamn Bears won at 8.
Goddamn Bears, not goddamn.
Oh, sorry.
Goddamn Bears.
You know what's funny about this one is that Pez actually got the backing of everyone and just let everyone down. He let his family down, let his mum down, let his dad down, let his children down. He let everyone down.
You know what happened, Martin? He knew I was already relegated. He knew that Craig and Doug were going to stay in his, and he bottled it. He didn't want to be in the same division as us.
I bottled it.
Another year.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be in Johnny's division.
Wait, Pez, this is your division?
Yeah.
Preston Hawks.
Oh, I didn't. Oh my God, what was I thinking? Was I drunk that night?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh man, it was all going so well. I was like top 2.
Hey,
it was very.
I will
very
say,
competitive. And
Pez,
I was top 2, top 3,
on 9 and 5.
And then just went on a slide towards the back
Orkney
end.
Bowl is a competitive league, and 9 and 5 is a record to be proud of. Congrats on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
At least we weren't like Craig to pick a team that finished 5 and 9.
I can look my family in the eye again now, Martin, can't I, with a 9 and 5 record?
Well, I mean, you're still in Division 4, so I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, hey, you did not get promoted. You did not get promoted. Yes.
He bottled it.
No, because I got decimated with running backs at the back end, and there was no one to pick up. And
no one likes the back end, do they?
Yeah, I got decimated running backs at the beginning, so I thought.
Got shafted at the back end.
No one likes to run it back in the back end. That's terrible, man.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to do that.
Now, most
All right,
importantly,
Johnny. This is sad news. Here we
The
go.
Happy Valley Division 1 So the Darlow
The
Destroyers.
Darlow Destroyers, picked by Johnny,
picked
of course, gave him special treatment from what I understand and helped him out with score corrections to help him win games. And, of course, he was the Orkney champion, and that's the one that Johnny picked. While myself, Everett, and Craig picked the Titans, and Pez picked the Raiders, which the Titans and Raiders all finished 6-8. And I can remember this. We were so excited about the Tuberville Titans.
Well, remember Craig was slagging him off because he picked Devontae Adams and he picked Mike Evans, and he was slagging him off for picking all the old wide receivers at the beginning. But he did come on at the end, but unfortunately the Titans and the Raiders both got relegated.
The Titans? Oh my God! Wait, is this Everett's team? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's Everett's team, isn't it?
And the Royal Raiders is Craig's son's team. I think that's why Pez went for it, because Craig was on the show.
We just gave him the kiss of death.
Them both to relegation.
Oh my!
So let's get this straight, right?
You picked me and got relegated. You picked Royal Raiders and got relegated. Thank you, Ben.
Imagine the high Everett had to be feeling that 3 people picked his team to win.
And he got relegated.
Towards the end of the season, he gets relegated.
So you don't next year.
Guys, see for next year, I've got a tip. Don't pick teams you know people from. You know what I mean?
Oh, Martin, you're getting picked.
I won't be picking anybody.
No, I don't want picked. I don't want the kiss of death. Do not pick my team.
But I'll pick Martin next year.
Martin next year.
He's finished with a winning record, Martin. I mean,
We'll just put it in now. We'll put it in now. Glenn Robinson now goes. That's it.
Oh, no.
If he changes his name.
But a well done to Darlow Destroyers. They were the ultimate champions. So we're all coming after you. Yeah, well done. What a great season.
Well done,
Darlow Destroyers. Like 290 points in the final week.
There's a lot of people in the Orkney Bowl with a lot of knowledge. This is not an easy thing to do, to win the championship in the Orkney Bowl. 96 owners.
Didn't he have a
well done, Darlow Destroyers?
Didn't he have a good first year as well? I recognise his name. We talked about him.
Well, he really done. He was in Division 1.
By the way, who owns what's his
Chunko.
name? The guy that owns Darlow Destroyers.
Mike, his name is. His username is El Chunko.
Did he ever chat in the chat group?
Yeah, he was chatting last night during the games, because I think he must be.
Is it Rand or something?
Yeah, Mike Bland. Yeah.
I think he's a Rams fan, isn't he?
Or was it Rams he was on? Yeah, but yeah, he was in the chat quite a lot the last couple of days.
He's really he is active.
Let's go to the
well
other
done, Mike.
conference, and here we go. This
You're
is my
Rams
old
fan.
Maze How. Before you destroy it, it's called Maze How.
Wait. Why are the Dickens Demons in yellow?
They won the division.
Ah, okay.
Roger. This is the division where between first and 10th was 8-6 and 9-5. I think it was. It was really close.
Has anyone noticed that none of us has predicted the winner of any of these yet?
Well, I think
Johnny
actually won the Orkney Bowl as well, so yeah, not bad. But yeah, none of us did that. But yeah, we never picked anybody that won.
Johnny's just had enough.
On a roll, though.
Like, had enough of
two teams have got relegated, so it's not bad. Like, Pez is winning that one.
We're one strong curve.
He messaged me this morning, chuffed about how he picked the overall winner and all.
Ellie, you picked the Crew Juggernauts. You did actually finish the number 1 seed in the division, and he actually at the start of the year predicted that he would get promoted. He put it in the group chat that he was going to get promoted, and he did get promoted. So it was quite impressive
really?
at the beginning of the year. So.
Oh no, so he's still in Division 2 this year.
No, he's in Division 1 next year, but he got promoted.
Oh, okay.
Second.
All right. Well done, crew juggernauts. You had my back. Well done. This, by the way, this was my division last year. So
year one.
Congrats to everyone. I remember I did not play against the Dickens Heath Demons, but I remember the Portland Lumberjacks and the Crew Juggernauts. Well done to both of them. You know, they finished
Everett picked the winner of the division and the ring of Johnny.
The Ring of Broadcast Shield winner.
And to our listeners, what is the Ring of Broadcast Shield winner? What did they do to earn this?
The Ring of Broadcast was the top 3 in every division from Division 2 to 4, and the highest aggregate score over week 14, 15, and 16. Or 15, 16, 17 won it. So he had the highest score by quite a lot.
Well done.
I think he scored over 800 points in the last 3 weeks. His team was just on fire. So
yeah, nice. Like I said before, you know, knowing what players are going to be available the last 3 weeks of the season is invaluable. All right, Johnny, let's go to the next division.
Do you recognize this one?
Look at that. 4-10, baby. And by the way, 4-10 and relegated. However, due to unfortunate circumstances, which I will not admit that I had anything to do with, there was an owner that had to bow out of competition next season.
You're not being
relegated.
Oh, no.
Oh, you little snake.
I'm not happy about this. This is...
Neither am I. I was quite happy of being in the bottom division.
I had nothing to do with it. I promise.
You know what I love about this, right?
Someone been sending Johnny Christmas presents.
Yous would have all been on the show making your predictions and who you want. So Pork could have been on the show live with yous, and none of yous picked him. Yous were all like, fuck that shit.
Well, in fairness, Pork said that's to pick a team because he was in the divisions.
I'll be honest, I think I drafted Micah Parsons in like the 4th round or something.
You picked 5 defenders. You drafted 5 defenders, I think, and 2 quarterbacks. And
I had 5. Yeah, Johnny said I had 5 defenders. My team is terrible.
Martin,
Might have been 6.
honestly,
Absolutely terrible.
I think Johnny made it
Everybody
into a
was
show.
laughing at
If
his
you
team,
want
to
to
be
laugh,
honest.
if you want to laugh, go into the YouTube, find that episode, and just watch whilst me, Johnny, and Craig are crying, laughing at Pork. And Pork slowly realises that he's fucked up.
I was lambasted like a pig on a spit.
This is where he did not understand the assignment.
I must have been high every time my pick came around because I don't know
high most of the year,
what I was thinking. I ended up having like 5 rookies. Why do I have 5 rookies and 5 defenders on my team? It makes no sense at all.
The rookies are the worst idea, depending where you took them, but the 3 defenders is a bit of a...
Johnny, would you...
And they were all I think none of them were linebackers, they were all defensive backs.
Yeah.
Pork, I'll give you a top tip for next year.
Anyway, well done, Pork. You said
next year, only draft 2 defenders. You don't need a sub-defender, so you don't draft just 2. That's all you need. And when you have a bye week, you just drop one and pick up another one, all right?
Yeah, I'm not drafting a defensive person next year. I'm just going to do it off of waivers. By the way, congratulations to the Sandbach safety.
I got one right.
Hey.
Yeah, everyone but myself and Everett at this point has been at least one winner. Johnny, let's get out of here. Let's go to the next one.
Depression.
The next one.
Get me the fuck out of here.
Depression has set in already.
We didn't have a pick for Craig on this one. So
and of course, Craig did not choose this one. I think he was absent on this show. But the Knockouts won the division at 8.
In his first year. He only joined last year.
Oh, well done.
As did the Birmingham Bears.
He's going to be in Division 3 with me next year. Nice.
The Birmingham Bears is the son of the Dickensheath Demons. So he came.
Yeah, so it's in the bloodline.
Yeah.
So father is giving some advice.
Dynasty, he actually beat his dad in the final of that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my! So I will be.
That was a really close one. So Christmas was fun in that house.
Very interesting. So I will be playing the son of the Orkney Bowl winner.
No,
and
we'll be playing the division
winner, the not Colt knockouts. Wow. Actually, I think Division 3 next year will be. And by the way, my buddy Brian, that was in the last show, got promoted to Division 3. He will be in my division.
Oh, you'll be playing him. Yeah.
As well.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So myself, Brian, the son of the overall Orkney Bowl champion. I think Division 3 next year will be an exciting league to follow. And Johnny's already going, oh,
you know what I meant, Tess. That's okay. Yeah. But yeah, it should be a good division.
Yeah. Great division. I'll be watching closely.
Great division. All right, Johnny, let's see what we got next. I believe coming up next is an exciting
congratulations again.
Where we get to see where everyone finished. Now, Johnny was the only one that picked the Bills. Well done. They finished first in the AFC East, while Craig, Everett, myself, and Pez picked the Dolphins. And Arthur, I don't know what Batch was thinking about. He picked the 5-12.
You got better picks later on. Yeah.
Any thoughts or comments, Pez?
Alcohol predictions. What was that?
All right, let's go to the next division here, Johnny.
Actually, for what it's worth.
Well, look at that. I finally got something right.
I think that was a bit of a no-brainer, that one. So that was the West. We'll go on to the.
By the way, 15-12 with the number 1 seed. I think we all deserve a bit of a pat on the back because the Broncos and the Chargers, they did put up a bit of a fight. I'm curious in what the discussion will be next year in the AFC West with year 2 of Harbaugh and year 2 of Nix. So I'm interested in that conversation. Johnny, let's go to the next one. Wow, look at that.
Oh, no, Judas Edwards again. Strikes again.
I got your back, Martin. I got your back. Look at that. Wow,
Arthur went for the Browns. So
Pez and Arthur all picked losers. Myself, Craig, and Everett picked the winner at 12-5. And the
Notice that nobody picked the Steelers.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Look at
that. Wow.
Well, I'm not being funny, but the Texans. The Texans must be the worst division winners ever. That division's just so bad.
No. I think that was the Seattle Seahawks back in.
No, I think it was it not Dallas last year?
Marshawn Lynch's Beastquake. They were 7-9, and they won the
division. Yeah,
but I get how that's worse by record, but everyone that's watched the Texans this season, that team, I don't even know how they won a playoff game, to be honest with you.
So are you still excited about Stroud, or is his rookie year long gone, and next year he's like a 15, 16 rated quarterback? I mean,
I think he'll be back stronger next year.
Yeah, I think
wait. Martin, you go first. Bez, I'll have you do a rebuttal. Yeah, Martin, go ahead.
I think he'll be like a top 10 guy again. I just don't think he'll be like, he's like a pocket passer. He'll not be a Joe Burrow. He'll never be as good as Joe Burrow. You know what I mean?
But he'll never be a Lamar, is what you're saying. Pez, what about you?
In the playoffs, he used his legs a lot more. Martin is right. He is more traditional pocket passer because he used his legs and his knees nearly gave way. But fantasy-wise, I don't know if he'll ever be a top guy, but in general, I think he'll have a good year next year. I think he's quite simple with that team. He's shown he can do it at the level. They just need to get an offensive line to protect him. And I think he'll be a lot better next year because they talk about sophomore slump and stuff like that. And I feel like he went through one of them, but then he came on strong at the back end of the year. I feel like that Chiefs game, did he do anything majorly wrong to cause them to lose? No, I think he was trying to do everything he possibly could to help them win. But yeah, I think he'll be better next year overall.
I think for fantasy as well, it wasn't his fault, like, for what happened in fantasy. Like, he should have never been drafted where he got drafted. Like, I don't know what people were thinking drafting him where they did. Like, that wasn't his fault that folk drafted him so high. Like, he should have never went that high. So, next year, actually, wherever he goes next year, it'll be good value for him, actually, as long as you're kind of stacking him with somebody.
Yeah. So what round are you taking Stroud in Orkney Bowl? Right now, if we did the Orkney Bowl draft for the 2025 season, what round would you take Stroud?
Back third.
7, 8?
How many rounds is it total again?
Well, I got him in the 4th round last year.
Yeah, and that was really early. That was far too early.
We're talking on top of each other. Pez, you have first go on here. What round would you take Stroud?
I'm looking at the 10 onwards range. After this year, I'll be very surprised if anyone takes him in that top 2/3, because that's how I break it down. Top third, second third, last third. It's got to be that last third for me because he didn't really do anything in fantasy this year, really, did he? So I think a lot of people will fall on him, but I think he might be a decent little pickup later on.
Okay, Martin, you? What round do you think?
Well, actually, I pretty much agree with Pez. I'm even though he's had like a worse season this season, I'm more in on him this season. I'm not saying I am in on him though, but I'm higher on him this season than I was last, just because he was going far too early in drafts. This season, if you can get this guy around the 8th and you've drafted like Nico Collins, I'm all for that stack. You know what I mean? That's the problem with him. I would only draft him if I had Nico Collins, because you're not going to get much else out of him. Like you don't get like the rushing yards or anything out of him really. So if I draft Nico, I'm aiming for Stroud in like the 7th maybe or the 8th, just depends where he goes.
7th, 8th round? Okay, yeah. I can remember last year that Dak Prescott got drafted in the 8th round. So I'm curious in where Stroud will fit into that this year and where Dak will be next year with a new head coach coming back from injury. Great topics for our preseason show. Johnny, let's go to the next division. Here we go. We have the NFL division predictions in the AFC anyway. We had Johnny with the Ravens, Dolphins, and Raiders. Craig with the Bengals, Jets, and Bills. Everett, Bengals, Colts, and Jaguars. Arthur got 2 out of 3 with the Bengals, Ravens, and Bills. Pez, 1 out of 3 with the Jaguars letting him down, the Jets failing, and myself had 1 as well out of 3 with the Bengals with their 1-4 start letting down all of us apparently, and the Jets. I don't know why mine is in purple.
You were the only one that got a wild card spot. The other ones were division winners.
I got you. Okay. Everett with 0 out of 3. At least Batch, as a Browns fan, he's still good that he can predict wild card teams because his team is not.
Well, technically, Pork, to give you credit, we're all
You're
wrong.
the only one that got it.
And you're the only one who got an actual wild card team right. So you're the only one who was right out of a lot of us.
Yeah, I had the Chiefs and the Chargers out of the AFC West. Well done, Pork. I
was with Johnny I was quite high on the Dolphins at the start of the season. I really thought they were going to be I thought they would maybe reach the Super Bowl. I wouldn't have picked them for the Super Bowl, but I thought they would have had a chance. I can't believe how bad the Dolphins were this season.
Yeah.
But if you look at the predictions, right, let me remind you that I picked the Dolphins in the AFC East. And then I predicted the Jets to be the wild card. That means I did not predict the Bills to make the playoffs. How sad is that?
A lot of people were down in the Bills. But
I missed the boat on the Bills completely. So did Pez, apparently. He did not pick the Bills.
I picked the wild card.
Yeah. But Everett did not pick the Bills either. Wow, look at that. Interesting. All right, Johnny, let's go to the NFC. Wow, look at that. Even myself was correct by choosing the Eagles.
The Dallas Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys, but the Gals.
Look at that, 7-10 in third place. By the way, I predict a 4-12 or maybe a 5-11 season next year. So we'll see. Johnny, let's get out of the East.
Nobody but the West, right?
Pez, being a homer, of course, predicted his Seahawks, which, by the way, at 10-7 is to be proud of for that Seahawk team. As Pez has mentioned before, with a defensive coach, it takes time to get those defensive players to gel, unless you're Dan Quinn. And it took some time for the Seahawks to gel. They did towards the end of the season, 10-7. Pez has to be feeling proud and feeling good about the future. The 49ers, you have to wonder, is Purdy the guy? Is Debo? Is he going to be cut? Is Ayuk going to be able to return from his injury? What is going on with CMC? Is the 49ers window done? Johnny, what do you think about the Niners?
Like I say, I don't. They will sign Purdy because I think they're too high up to get a quarterback half decent in the draft. Free agency is not going to be the best. Who knows what the hell's
so
going
Purdy's
to happen?
Got to be the guy.
He's got to be the guy. They do have Juan Jennings, but obviously they won't cut Debo. They might try and trade him, but they won't cut him. They've got to keep Ayuk to pay them. Kittle, you know what's going to happen to Kittle. Did he sign a new contract, or is he up for a new? I don't know if he's up for a new contract or not.
Yeah, he has to sign a contract this offseason, or he will become a free agent at the end of next season. So
it could be tricky because obviously the way the market's going with what Lauren's got, it's not going to be cheap to sign Purdy.
So, Johnny, do you have any thoughts on the Seahawks before we ask Martin his thoughts on this division?
Don't know. What are they keeping Geno?
Fucking hope not.
Yeah, I don't know. What about the Rams?
Oh, you've got a cracking wide receiver. You've got two good wide receivers. You've got Metcalf and you've got Njigba. Tight ends. Don't know. Well, who was it? Do
they have a tight end? Parkinson is a tight end? Is that no? Not Parkinson's back with
the Rams.
It's Noah Fant and we got AJ Barner from Michigan in the draft. He did all right.
He's at the end of the season.
You give your thoughts on this division because you will have a lot to say. I understand, but I'm going to ask you to keep it to 2 to 3 minutes. But before that, Martin.
My only thing I'll just mention for the 49ers.
If you can, Martin, can you discuss all four teams? The Cardinals with Kyler Murray and his future with Marvin Harrison Jr., and perhaps James Conner. Does he still have a future? Is he going to be next season the Terminator, or is he going to be exterminated?
I think he'll have a job until he gets properly injured, and he's like he's proven that he's one of the best running backs in the league, let alone just in this division. You know what I mean? Like he'll keep that job. I think the Cardinals, though, like I know everyone hangs about Kyler Murray and all the rest of it, but with the right offensive mind, he's proven that he can be like a top 8, top 7 quarterback in the league. So I'm not totally out on him. Like,
are you talking about fantasy, or are you talking about as a top 8 elite quarterback?
I'm just talking about in general in the league. Yeah, we've seen it with Kyler Murray. Like, I think he can really. I think if Kyler Murray gets the right people around him, I can see him being worth the money they're paying him. You know.
So let's move on to the Rams. Cooper Kupp's got to be gone next season, right? Kyron Williams, is he the real deal? Puka, I think, is. What's the future with Stafford? What's going on with the Rams? Their defense is looking good with Jared Verse. What's the future? What do you think, Martin?
Well, the one I will talk about is Kyron, because I said last night actually in the chat about him, because that's him. He's had 4 lost fumbles this year and 5 in total. And the reason why I knew he was having a bad time is because I drafted him in quite a few leagues, fantasy wise. But he was fine for fantasy, but when you're watching for real life NFL, all these fumbles isn't good. And somebody posted saying in the last 2 years he's had 10 fumbles in 2 years. So I think Blake Corum he's got a chance to win that job in the summer. I think if Blake Corum shows up for camp, he can take that job from Kyron, is my hot take.
So what I'm really curious about, of course, we're going to get to the Seahawks, don't worry, but the 49ers, at the beginning of the season, they looked like the go-to Super Bowl team. They looked dominant on paper coming from last year. Purdy is growing. They got Debo. They got Ayuk. They got CMC. Their defense is gelling, perhaps the best defense in 2023, 2024, What happened to them, and are they going to be back? Kittle as well, right?
With Kyle Shanahan, they're always going to be back. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be gobsmacked if they don't make the playoffs next season, no matter what happens. But I think the GM will regret how the summer played out this year. That whole thing with Ayuk went on far too long. They had a chance. They could have just signed Purdy before all the other quarterbacks got their contracts, and they probably would have got him cheaper. So I think they'll regret not signing Purdy because, he just got them to a Super Bowl. They'd seen enough to sign him. Like, they should have signed him last summer. So now they're going to have to pay him Lawrence money, if not more. So I think it's more, I don't think it's so much the coaching side of it, it's the GM side of it. He'll be kicking himself about what's happened over the last 12 months or so.
We're talking about the Niners here, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Niners here. But one thing I do hope happens, if they do move off Debo, I would love to see him in the purple of the Ravens. I think he would fit in our team so well. He can run.
Debo will be on the Raiders next year.
Well, I'm hoping he's in the purple of the Ravens. I'd love to see him in a Ravens uniform. Debo, he'd fit our offense.
If you can do it in 1 minute, Seahawks. How do you feel about their future? 1 minute or less.
Martin.
I thought you went for Pez. I thought it was Pez.
Time is counting down, Martin. You got 45 seconds left. Seahawks next year.
You've got to be optimistic with the Seahawks. I think Smith and Jigba properly breaking out. You've got DK Metcalf as like a proper X receiver as well. If Bone Walker can stay fit, you've got a really good running back room as well. The quarterback will always be is he good enough? I think they have to roll with him for another season unless there's somebody in the draft they really like later on that they think's a bit of a rough gem. But I think the future's bright for the Seahawks. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division next year.
Okay, with a completely biased view of the NFC West, Pez, can you give us your completely biased review of what you think of the Cardinals, the Rams, the Niners, and the Hawks? I will let you choose the order you want to go down, but let's keep it succinct in about 3 minutes total. What do you think?
Right, so I'll start with the Cardinals because I think they're the easiest team to kind of lay out. They are just who they are. Kyler Murray is who he is. I don't think you'll see the best of Marvin Harrison Jr. whilst he's with Kyler Murray because they'll have, like this season, they'll have flashes, and next season might be more flashes than none, but Kyler does what Kyler does. He either gets himself injured halfway, 3/4 away through the season, or they turn into a pumpkin like they did this year. They just seem to do the same thing over and over again. So for now, they look like they've got a good team. So they might surprise me, but for now, I still think they'll be at the bottom of the pile. The 49ers, it wouldn't surprise me if they bounce back in a big way next year. Like, CMC's already come out and said he's already feeling close to being fully healthy. He's planning to have a full training camp into next season. We know they chat a load of dog shit. So if he's back, they re-sign Purdy. I think they'll go heavy. Where they're picking in the draft this year is ideal to find the left tackle replacement. There's some really good old linemen coming out. What could just help them solidify. I don't know what they're losing. Hopefully they'll lose everyone because they're dicks. But other than that, that's that. The Rams, they're a danger because they sold their souls for that Super Bowl win. They paid them credit cards off, and now they're free again. And they're potentially going... Oh, no, they just lost. Thank God for that. I'll just drop that in there.
I think the Rams are going to be a problem as long as McVay is the coach.
Oh, yeah, but McVay's going to stay as the coach because he's got this young team now, and he's that kind of character, isn't he? You can tell he vibes off like young 20-odd-year-old guys, and he'll feel young himself, and I think he's going to love it for a long time. The Rams, I expect are going to be a big issue next year. That defense came on in a really strong way. They're all very young. They've got all their draft picks back. They've got all their cap space back. They're ready to build a juggernaut. Onto the Seahawks. We've got massive issue, and our biggest issue, what will keep us held back until he fucks off out of the building, is our GM. Somehow, we've stayed. We are the Steelers of the NFC. We are rinse and repeat.
Really? I don't think so. No.
Rinse and repeat. No. Just let me explain. With Pete, we were rinse and repeat, just like the Steelers were. They get to a certain point, they can't win a playoff game. Let's do it all again. Let's get to 10-7. Let's go into the playoffs with our hopes. Get absolutely battered in the first round. See you later. Pete went. I thought, right, let's see. I'm optimistic. I love Mike McDonald, and I think he's the type of character who'll be able to overpower John Snyder. Because now what you're seeing is Pete's gone, but the same old issues are still there. The only one denominator left from the old regime is John. If he can't change his ways and he can't get out of his way of, we don't need to pay big on the O-line. The main thing that held us back from winning that division was the O-line. It's fucking asinine if he's still there after this year, if he does that same shit again. Now, Geno Smith's due to be paid £44 million this year. And if he fucking pays him £44 million, probably just shoot myself in the head and go and find a new team to support because there's no fucking hope. Like, he's not worth 44 million. Like, that needs sorted out.
Actually, he is. He is, if you compare him with his stats and wins versus other quarterbacks.
I don't care.
He is worth 44 million US. Without a doubt.
Right.
But is he the guy that is going to take the Hawks to the next level? No, he's not.
Right. My mate, who I do Seahawks pod with, he said it simply. He said, I'll ask anyone the question, can you see your team winning with a quarterback like Geno Smith?
No,
you can't. Now, the thing is, what people don't think is, what people say about Geno is, they all bang on about this game-winning drive situation with Geno. He's had the most game-winning drives as a quarterback since he started 3 years ago. Right, that's sound, but put a bit of context into it. When he comes up against a good team and the game's on the line, it always goes wrong. He can go and win a game against a very mediocre to bad team. He could have won that Vikings game through an interception. He could have won a game earlier through an interception. That's the things that no people are talking about. The games that you need to win against these top teams, these playoff caliber teams, he's fucking shit the bed on them. and I get a load of stick and a load of pushback of Seahawks fans about that, the Geno lovers. It's not the fact that I don't like the guy. You get a solid old line in front of him and he will be serviceable. He could probably take you on a decent run. But he's not proven to me yet from what I've seen he can beat a playoff championship caliber team when the game's on the line because he shits the bed. And that's why he's not worth $44 million. I don't care. I
think he's worth. I don't think the Hawks, as constructed, is ready to take the leap. Geno at one more year at 44 and drafting a young quarterback, or because there's no free agent quarterback that is better than Geno. There's probably not going to be much on the rookie quarterback that would be your long-term answer, to be honest, at the position that you can draft. But I think Geno will help the Seahawks by not putting them in a position to lose, but helping them learn to win. And, the problem is if they keep losing close games, that can demoralize your franchise for future years. But it's got to be Geno next year and hope for a quarterback next year in the draft.
Martin,
what do you think?
Don't put stupid things in the chat, Martin. Just to answer you there, Paul, quickly. The thing is with Geno is...
All right, we've gone 7 minutes on you, Martin. Come on. Sorry, Pez. We've gone 7 minutes on you. Let's wrap it up.
I was wrapping quickly. Then you asked me a question and you sent me down a rabbit hole, Pork. You should do it. Let's just move on. We can talk about this in the off season. We've got loads of.
Your name's not Alice, Pez. Your name is Dot. Wrap it up.
Right, Johnny. Let's move on. Let's go.
The NFC North.
I do like this question. Pez, 30 seconds or less. Would you take Rodgers as your quarterback?
I already answered that. Don't talk shit. And let's move on.
Well, I can't hear. I apologize. So, in the NFC North, we had the Lions, except for Pez. Any comments, Pez?
I like the Packers this year, but they've got some fundamental issues. They need to. I think they're the youngest team in the league by some distance, and I think they need to. They've got all these little gadgets on offense, but I feel like they need to maybe thin them gadgets down and get some more experience in there to help.
Jordan
Love was weird because he started the season as he finished last season, but then kind of turned into a pumpkin at the end of the season. So you kind of leave the season with more questions. So
I agree.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, what do you think about the Lions next year? Are they going to be able to overcome this heartbreaking loss and dominate?
I think they are. Obviously, they had so many injuries in defence. I know it didn't help in the end, but was it 16 players or something like that? They were missing the starters. Their backups. And
yeah.
Maybe sometimes just go for the straight play football instead of having the odd trick that doesn't work. I know they look good when they don't work, but why Williams was throwing a ball into triple coverage when you're already down. Some of them, and a couple of turnovers in the end, the red zone were a bit of a sore one last night because it was closer than the score predict. But it's a higher throw by Goff might have got Williams a touchdown instead of being undercut, fumbling the ball in the red zone. They're still a good team, but they've got to give Gibbs the ball more. He's a difference maker. Like I said yesterday, he was just so good.
So, if you're the Lions and you're a Lions fan, Johnny, would you feel comfortable with Goff as your guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would actually. He
suits
suits that scheme well. He does well for them. So, he had a bad game. He's had 3 bad games the whole season, and they was at 15-2. And weren't that far away from getting through. They just got beaten by a better team.
What's interesting
disappeared when it came to the pass protection.
I stepped on Johnny. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
their offensive line let him down last night as well because he was getting hit far too quick. But they are. He'll do well for them next year.
So Martin, what's interesting for me is that Goff and the Rams had the best record in the NFC. They make it to the Super Bowl, they lose it, and they always show that one throw that didn't connect that would have won the game. The next season, they get rid of Goff. They bring in Stafford. The Rams win the Super Bowl. Is this deja vu with the Lions? What do you think?
I'm similar with Johnny. I think they were just so injury ravished. I think you can't blame Dan Campbell or Goff or anything else. I think you've got his, like Johnny said, he had 3 bad games this season, but with that defense being so decimated, you've got to remember, Goff was probably put into the hardest situations as well that he could have been. Like, if they even had half the injuries, they might have had so much better field position, and then Goff's not having to do as much. I think they could win a Super Bowl with Goff in that team with Dan Campbell. You know what I mean? And about the trick play with Williams, I don't think calling the trick play is the problem. I think that's just more coaching, actually. If you're going to have a trick play where a wide receiver is throwing the ball, you've got to tell him, right, if you see triple coverage, this is what you do. You know what I mean? It's like it wasn't the play call wasn't necessarily the problem. It was what happened when they called it was the problem. And as for the Packers, I'm worried about their offense. I really like the head coach. I rate him really highly. I think he's one of the best in the league. But their quarterback's always going to be boom and bust, I think. He's always going to throw ints. He's that kind of quarterback, eh? But there's too many gadget players on that team.
I got you. So, to you, Pez, is Ben Johnson the new McVay? Is he that guy?
Without watching the Lions, solely to know him better, but the way he calls plays and the way he dials it up and the things he does, from that perspective, he could potentially be better than McVay. The thing with McVay is he's a true leader. You can tell he's just a true leader. Guys turn up and want to play for McVay. I don't know whether Ben Johnson's got that element to him, what will let him down as an offensive coordinator. It's like Mike McDonald for us. By the end of the season, all the players were talking just like him. He's a natural leader. Now, I've not watched enough of Ben Johnson talk and the way he talks and do them comparables, but obviously living in the same division with McVay, you see a lot of McVay stuff, and you can tell that's the element there. I think all these coordinators who go first-time head coach, where they fall is the culture, and that comes through being the leader, doesn't it? So it'll be interesting when it comes to calling plays. Don't get me wrong, whoever he's going to, I think you can put a pumpkin in the backfield and he'll still make fucking magic happen. He is a sensational coordinator, but I'll chuck one out there. I don't think he's leaving the Lions this year.
For me, I think McVay is the future of NFL coaches. I think he's going to be the next Hall of Fame coach. He could be better than Reed. He could be better than Belichick. And, of course, Reed is offense, Belichick in defense. McVay has won with defense. He's won with offense. I really think that guy is the guy. So, Johnny, I'm going to let you say the last thing. And when you're done, go to the next division.
Could I just quickly say something about the Lions?
Yeah, go for it.
Just because I wanted to when you're speaking about Goff, the thing with Goff is I put him in the same category as a Geno. You put a good offensive line around him, he can make magic happen.
Yeah.
But Martin said it all for how it is with Goff. He was getting hit too much.
Well, how does that compare with Goff and Geno?
Because Geno makes all his mistakes. We have no offensive line. Our offensive line was like bottom 3 in the whole league. So when you don't have an offensive line, Gino makes a shit ton of mistakes when you put it solely on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Goff. Every time it's been put on his shoulders and everything's not working round him that well, he's fucked up every single time. So that's how I categorize him. Bang average quarterbacks, but Goff is at the very top of them. Like, look what happened. The O-line put probably the worst performance in the season, and Goff then turned into a pumpkin. He starts second-guessing himself, starts overthrowing, doesn't take the easy stuff like he should have on his interception for the pick six. Laporta is wide-ass open, more open than you could have even fucking wished anyone to be open. But no, I'm going to chuck it into double coverage because I'm shitting myself and I don't know what to do and we're behind, so I need to force the issue. Instead of staying calm. He can't be calm anymore because he's getting twatted.
Okay, you said 1 minute and we're on 3, so I'm going to cut you off there on Pez. We get what you're saying. We do.
Yep.
Goff is very similar to Gino. Johnny, I'm going to let you wrap up this division, and when you're ready, let's go to the next one, yeah?
Well, all I can say just about it,
15 seconds on the clock.
You don't know what's going to happen with Darnold. JJ might not be ready, so God knows if Daniel Jones running for that. That'll be scary. I think the Bears will get better with a new coach, Daniel Williams, for another year in the league. Packers do need a wide receiver 1. That's all I can say. They don't have a wide receiver 1. All gadgets, no wide receiver 1. And that's that. I think Pez is gone.
I'm here.
We all got this one wrong. Big style. Kirk Cousins was not the answer. I think that's what we have to say about that division.
Falcons, they were just everyone just thought because they changed the coach and that everything would be better, and it was like the same again. It's like they just don't use their weapons properly. But surely now, and this whole Kyle Pitts thing, I think they're just going to have to pit to bed now. They're just going to have to use them like how other teams use a tight end. You know what I mean? Situationally, like they can't be trying to force him the ball anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were awful. And obviously the Bucs did really well, and they were unlucky to lose against the Commanders because I think it was one of the best attacking performances in the playoffs to lose a game. But that's just the way it goes. But the Baker's done really well this year, thrown for lots and lots of yards.
Apologies, mate.
Evans has done it yet again.
The family has issues. I didn't mean to
Considering
step on you.
How they started with Godwin, if he can stay healthy in the slot and they keep him, and they've got McMillan's a good wide receiver. They've got Bucky Irvin at running back, so I can't see. It's going to be hard for the Bucs not to win the division again next year. And I'll maybe I'll be picking them. I'll not be going for the Falcons again.
So I'm interested, Martin. You said the Texans were the worst division winner ever, and then you're giving a pass to the Buccaneers?
Oh, the Bucs were much better than the Texans.
The Bucs are far better than the Texans, man.
Oh, the Bucs they had Baker just steamrolling defenders when he had to. They had everything. See, if you were a Bucs fan this season, you must be so happy with your team because you were watching them every week, and it was bloody nose football, and they left everything on the field. The Texans were the opposite of that. Honestly, these two teams were uncomparable in my opinion.
I don't know. Will Anderson is a freaking monster. You know?
Yeah, but he's
not the offense. The problem with the Texans is they got Joe Mixon as their running back.
See, the thing the Bucs have a problem is it's that actually their head coach. I think the NFL is moving away from that style of coaching now. Like I like that. Like I think he's great. Like I'd keep him in the building. I'd be like, look, you can pick whatever job title you want, and we'll keep you in the building. And he can. But I think at some point they're going to have to make the hard decision and get a different kind of head coach in there.
So Johnny, let's go to the next division. So here we go. We have our wild card predictions. Of course, me being a homer, I picked the Cowboys. Me loving Johnny, trying to make him feel good and stroke his ego, I picked the Giants. And of course,
no ego there.
Me loving
Pez,
as I do. I
didn't change it from last time.
Johnny's just going to keep it going halfway.
However,
I did ask you to check it, Pez.
Craig, Everett, and Arthur all picked the Packers correctly to be a wild card team, while Johnny, Pez, and Arthur all picked the Rams, Lions, and Eagles to actually make the playoffs.
I was a year early on the Panthers.
So, Johnny, how are you feeling about your predictions? Are you feeling proud of what you did overall, or are you thinking you perhaps left something on the field?
Well, I gave the Dallas Cowgirls a bit too much credit, obviously, because they were bloody awesome. And obviously, thank you for not noticing I put Seattle Patriots and not the fucking Seahawks, guys. Again. Next year, I'll just put the Puddle Chucks if we get who we're talking about.
Seattle Patriots, I love it.
They were both shit, but it was not the best one. But at least I didn't go for the Giants.
I love it. So, Pez, sorry, Martin, I don't have much to talk
I
to
was
you about.
actually going to go to the Panthers, but Pez beat me to it.
Next year we will. Pez, how are you feeling about your predictions? Do you think you gave 110%? Or did you get a broken ankle somewhere in preseason and kind of not really part of it?
Nah, I'm a year early on the Panthers. Wildcard team next year.
Yeah.
That's your popular pick. Panthers next year. All right. Yeah. All right. I'll take it. I can see that. But I want to see the preseason. I want to see the free agency. Yeah. I think if you ask me personally, predictions in the preseason are worthless. Yeah. It's like when anyway, I won't say that. But, I have a lot of analogies from, being from the South. But anyway, predictions in the preseason are worthless. If you can get 50 to 60%, I think you did well. If you look at our predictions, I think the Pez and Pork show should be proud. As an overall aggregate of predictions, we did well. Martin, as an outsider, not part of it last year, what grade would you give the Pez and Pork show?
For productions?
No, predictions. Not productions, but predictions.
Well, I'll say two things. Pez was actually, I like his pick of because you remember the 49ers got to the Super Bowl and he's picked them.
Talking about the whole overall prediction.
Yeah, I'm going to just 2 seconds. Yeah, but the best pick was the 49ers because obviously everyone else would have picked them to win the division, but Pez actually went, right, they're only going to be a wild card. So he wasn't far away for that. But overall, C-.
C-.
Well, looking at I'll get in here for our Super Bowl predictions in week 6. Only me and Pez me and Pork got one player left because in week 6, Martin chose the Ravens and the Lions. I chose the Chiefs and the Lions. Pez chose the Texans and the Packers. And Pork chose the Chiefs and the 49ers. So we've only got the Chiefs left out of all that.
I got one team left, baby. I got one team left.
Let's not talk about it.
Johnny, who did you have?
I had the Chiefs as well. I had the Chiefs and the Lions. So I had the 2 number 1 picks.
Wait. Can you tell me a team about Pez again?
The Texans and the Packers.
Oh, the Texans? As Martin said, the worst playoff team in history. Anyway.
Hey,
besides the 7-9 2011 Seahawks.
Yeah, they had a pretty bad calls last night, actually, or the night before.
Yeah. All right, Johnny. I believe after this, we're going to go on to our fantasy draft standings. And, of course,
there they are.
As everyone predicted, I would be on top by more than 100 points. Johnny, well done. Pez, the same as the Puddle Chicks, always in the middle. And of course, Martin came up in the end because, well, he wasn't part of our.
But he scored 711 points in 6
If
weeks.
you
It's pretty good.
extrapolate his scores over 17 weeks, he would be still under me, I believe.
He probably beat you, actually. But we'll find out next
We're
year.
not going to talk about that. I'm not a mathematician. I can only look at the numbers I see, and I'm the winner.
Yeah, I would have been. I did at times. I've done the math, so I did for 18 weeks. I would be second. I'd be just above Johnny by 30 points.
Yeah, well, right, about
you'll do one.
No.
Yeah, you're
so
by
I was
25
the
points.
winner is what Martin is saying. Hey, I'll be honest with you. I will take this with pride because my team sucked this year.
You were certainly helped by when we changed the format after the first 5 weeks.
Pez has beat me in fantasy basketball twice this year.
And I don't have a fucking clue what I'm doing.
No clue what he's doing. But you're in that Cat's Weasel fantasy soccer or football thing as well, right?
Catch Weasel.
Oh, you're not in Cat's Weasel? Okay, never mind.
No.
I'm in a fantasy football, as in like football or whatever, the English call it. Soccer. I'm in a fantasy league. I am currently third in that. Apparently, I can do better in the English Premier League fantasy football than I can in the NFL. I don't know. All right, Johnny. Coming up next is something that we've all been waiting for, of course.
We've got the latest standings in the playoff fantasy draft.
Oh, 3 points, Johnny.
Go.
Yeah, 3 points there. It's quite
I'm not
close,
giving
to
myself
be honest.
any good at
Pez
this shit.
could have a chance, depending on what team he gets in the fantasy wheel of death.
But that's a 14
as I like
left,
to
yeah.
call it. So I believe next we will be going to the fantasy wheel of death. Johnny, are we doing the wheel now?
We can do, yeah.
Let's
So
do it.
everybody will get one team, and you've got to pick your 6 spots off that one team. So this is proper carnage.
Fake, man.
And I've even made a new cover. Pages away, Pork's away. So yeah, so whoever you get, you'll have 6 players to pick from that team. Does somebody want to put it in the private chat so I don't have to write it all down?
So wait.
So first up it'll be Pez. He'll get the first choice, and then it'll be Kelly, Martin, and then myself. Even though you won this week, Martin, we'll let you go third because I'll take the dregs.
All right, let's spin it. So Pez is first, and he gets the Bills.
So you
want me to write it in
players, but you
the
have to
chat?
think about that one. Yeah, right.
Well done, Pez. You get the Bills.
Right, 1 minute.
So now it's me.
Quarterback. Who's the backup? Do you know what? I think I'd do better if I just pick all their backups. Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're not going to go Josh
You have
Allen.
to do it individually. How the
Well, just put it in the WhatsApp chat when you've got it. But you are the Bills.
Right, okay.
Because it might take too long.
All
We're
right.
already at an hour and 20.
Johnny, let's spin for my team. Here we go. I got the Commanders. Here we go. I'll take it.
No, you're not. You've got the cheats.
You got the cheese.
You've got the cheats.
What?
It's been a long
You see a
season.
double spin there, Johnny?
You're on the Chiefs.
Well, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
I got the
Just name 6 referees
on
about
my
to win.
side,
You're all right.
right?
I'm happy with this because I'm happy with either the Eagles or the Commanders. I'm happy with either. So
Oh, you're getting the Eagles by the looks of it.
I'll take that.
I'll take the Commanders because Jaden Daniels has got to the top of the league. So I'll get him on that one.
Wait. I can see Johnny's able to start and stop the wheel when he wants.
No, I'm not. It's a bloody really. Stop us as bloody self. It goes for like 20 seconds and then stops.
Because Martin just says, "Oh, I'll take the Commander." He goes, "No, never mind. I'll give you the Eagles."
Well, no, you can tell by how it's slowing down. It's going that slow. You know it's going to stop on that one because it's a big, massive gap.
All right. I'll take the Chiefs. I got the refs on my team as well. So, can I put the refs as my sixth player?
If you can name them all right and their date of birth, then go for it.
I need what? 36 points? All right.
Afraid I don't score anymore. So, yeah.
All right. So, after this, we are moving on to the underdog and lock predictions. Yeah. And I'm not surprised. I have the most underdog correct and Thursday Night Football correct. Tied with Johnny there. Unfortunately, the lock of the week, Pez and Johnny had to cheat to win. However, I still did well.
It's because I went for the bloody Ravens. I would have had that sweet up a lock. I sided with you, Mark.
I know. I've got to bet the Lions. Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
But then, of course, the underdog. This is why Pork doesn't want to do the underdog this week, because he's one game ahead with me and you breathing down his neck.
Oh, are we doing the playoffs? Does this include the playoffs?
Well, that's what it says. Includes playoffs.
Yeah, but I don't like that.
Well, if it didn't include the playoffs, me and Pez would have tied for lock of the week. And I think me and you would have tied for underdogs. So you can't have everything.
Okay, I got my underdog ready. All right, yeah, I am satisfied with these results. Johnny, I do think that we're going to the lock of the week. The lock of the week.
We'll do lock of the week.
All right, I'm ready for my lock. I'm going Chiefs. Martin, who do you got?
Eagles.
Pez?
Ooh. I'm gonna go the Eagles. I want the Commanders to win, so hopefully I give the Eagles the kiss of death.
All right. So we all know everyone's underdog. It has to be Johnny, who's your lock of the week?
I'm swimming. I'm going to go the Bills against the Chiefs.
Well, they're the underdog.
The Bills are an underdog, Johnny.
Yeah, but I can still lock them.
He can still do both. He could do both.
An underdog.
Oh, he's trying to big brain. He's trying to get on top of both tables, isn't he, with the last game?
Yeah, I see what he's doing. He's trying to game the system.
Yeah, he's trying to game the system.
No, your lock of the week doesn't have to be a favourite. Who you think is going to win? The underdog has to be the underdog.
The rules change as Johnny sees fit.
Yeah, when Johnny has a chance to go top of both, go joint at both tables.
Hey,
Johnny's the one with the ball. I was going to go
with the Chiefs, so, but I've gone for the Bills. So either way, I was never going to pick the Eagles.
All right, Johnny, let's go to the next one.
I'm never picking the Eagles.
I want to change. I want the Bills. I'm just going to mirror Johnny. Just you on the top spot.
Well, if you go the Bills, I'm just going to go the Chiefs. So if you want to go the Bills, I'll go the Chiefs. It's entirely up to you.
I'm going whatever you're going.
No, I'm going to go. No. You've already locked in the Eagles. Fuck off. I have gone.
Pez is taking the old apple cart
and going it
sideways right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Commanders.
All right, Johnny, let's go to the underdog.
Commanders for
me.
Before I start calling this cheat.
I don't think the Chiefs are underdogs, are they?
No.
Okay.
On the Commanders.
Well, I will go first. I will take the Commanders. Pez, who do you got?
The Bills.
Bills. Okay, Martin?
Yeah, I'm going what I'm hoping for. I'm going for the Bills. If the Chiefs make another Super Bowl, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I just can't do it anymore. I can't watch them play the way they play. I just can't do it.
It's going to be a three-peat night. It's going to be Chiefs
honestly
versus Redskins. Chiefs win. Johnny, who's your underdog?
Commanders, like I said at the start. So I'm not going to do what Pez and try and copy you and do the same just to catch up. I'm going to go with Commanders. So you beat me in the underdog because I still think the Commanders are going to be there. The Bills are my lock, not my underdog. But
all right.
Okay, I'm not trying. So Pez can catch you. I can't catch you in this one.
So
I'm no petty.
To our final and last segment of the day, the one that everyone has been waiting for, the draft positions in each division. So, Johnny, what division is up first? And are we making bets on this?
No bets.
No bets. All
but
right.
You can always
the horses out.
So you can always have a quick comment on what you think of your draft pick when it comes up.
Well, I'm going to take the Whitworth Rock Stars to be the winner. And I'm going to predict the Manchester Bees to be the losers. Anyone else have a prediction?
I'm just trying to see how this is. I'm just
trying
to see how the sausage is made here with Johnny.
So this is just a Magnus Division 1. Ready to go?
How many times does it run?
Just once.
Just once.
Yeah. One time
per division.
Here we go.
And the Steelers Patriots are out of
There's the Seattle Patriots.
Is this your division?
No, this is Division 1.
The Seattle Patriots are out front leading the pack.
Newcastle Colts are going to win.
Stockholm Bengals.
Oh, the Stockholm Bengals are still floating there.
You know what? They wouldn't get the number 1 pick.
Here, Johnny, see.
The Seattle Patriots.
Yes, the other one.
Yeah, Johnny will get the number 1 pick. Carlton Crew, who run out last year, get
Seattle Patriots. Look at that.
Newcastle Colts
for the Seattle Patriots.
Let Johnny speak because he's talking out the positions. But if any of these people are watching.
So for anybody listening, because it'll be in the audio. So Seattle Patriots got the number 1 pick. Carlton Crew got the 2nd pick. Leicester Tigers 3rd pick. Newcastle Colts the 4th pick. Leeds Lassos the 5th pick. Harrow Harlequins the 6th pick. Stockholm Bengals the 7th pick. Glasgow Eagles 8th pick. Manchester Bees the 9th pick. Dublin and Bruce the year 1 winner of the Orkney Bowl 10th pick. Whitworth Rock Stars 11th pick. And the Godalming Goats the 12th pick. So good luck to everybody in that one. So we'll go on to Martin's division. Before we get there, Martin, what position would you like to finish? Because obviously we don't know yet. So what do you think?
Right, well, spoiler, I'd really like to draft Puka Nakua. So maybe 4th, 3rd.
We'll see what happens. Give it a wee shuffle.
Martin just put in the chat, maybe doing it at a faster speed. If we've got 8 to go through.
The league champion, what was their name again?
It's all changed now because we've been promoted and all the rest.
It's all different now, the league. So we'll go a faster speed then. So get your running shoes on, Martin.
Right, come on, Dasgums. If I'm not 3rd or 4th, I want to be last, though. So
where is he?
Whoa, look at that go! Whoa!
I'm at the 3rd from the top.
I'm going to sit there. Darlington Rams the lead one. You got 3rd.
I might get him.
So the finishing order for
Darlington Rams. Nice.
Yeah, so the number 1 pick goes to Darlington Rams. Number 2 pick, Ancoats Citizens. Number 3, the Glenrothes Nazgo. So Martin's happy. Number 4, Solihull Sharks. Number 5, Yorkshire Finns. Number 6, New Mexico Chupacabras. Number 7, Leeds Leopards. 8, EK Colts. 9th, Arcadia Red Wolves, who were White Tigers last year. Number 10, Warnersbury Goonies. Number 11, Waterrock Warriors. And then number 12, New Barstow Mashers. So good luck, everybody, including you, Martin.
Oh, thank you.
We'll go on to my division where I'm up against Craig, and Doug, not Pez because you didn't come up. Bottom Bears, we've got quite a lot for Scotland here. Kirkwall Chargers, Orkney, myself, Orkney, Niners in Scotland, the Aberdeen Bucks, Blackfoot Panthers, and the Packers are all in Scotland, but we've got one on the other side of the road, so we can't do a pass draft.
So, Johnny, what player would you be aiming for in the draft?
Not fucking CMC anyway.
So where are you wanting?
I would like to get, well, you know me, I'd prefer to be the 11 or 12. But if I get 6, I'll probably try and get Gibbs. We've already discussed that, but that could be another show. Because obviously we are going pretty fast.
Morning, lads, all right?
I can't go this fast. So here we go.
Go on, Johnny.
If I get 101, I might still take Gibbs.
He's just snap his ACL at yard 10.
He's 4 from the top.
Yeah, he's flying. He's flying.
Look
Look at fucking hell. He's not dicking around, is he?
Doug got last. So the Bottom Bears get the number 1 pick. The Kirkwall Chargers get the number 2.
Goddamn Bears again.
Yeah, them
goddamn Bears again. Aberdeen Bucks number 4. Rossett Viking Gophers number 5. Newcastle Buccaneers 6. Orkney number 7.
Craig has number 3. I wonder if he's happy with that.
Probably not. Skelmersdale Hotshot Hot Dogs number 8. Blackfoot Panthers number 9. Number 10 Rotherham Raiders. Number 11 Preston Panthers. And number 12 Doug at the top end Niners. So our pick last year.
So Johnny, are you happy with number 7?
Yeah, well, it's in the middle. I'll be happy if I'd rather be at the end. But
tell you what, you might end up with Gibbs or Bijan there.
Yeah,
you and Joe back to back from my home league.
That?
You and Joe from my home league, the golf shite, because I think he's watching.
The golf shite, yeah.
Yeah, you two are back to back. That's going to be a fun.
I saw that one, yeah.
To watch.
But yeah, because the Blackfoot Panthers is Doug's friend as well. So we've got Doug, Blackfoot Panthers, we've got Joe, and obviously, it's be fun.
Preston Panthers is a lad from my work as well. Is he?
All right, let's go to the next division.
I get James. Is it James?
James, yeah.
James.
He's in the home league with us too.
I thought I recognised him. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun league this one.
This is your division.
Yes.
Pez.
Right, so Pez, what player you want in the first round?
Pez?
Not in the fucking middle again. How about that? How about we do something
not in the middle?
You better get your rocket boots on then. Here we go. See if Gary can go any faster.
Top 4, bottom 4 is what Pez.
Oh, Arthur's. Oh, look at
Arthur. He's out.
Arthur,
no, this is going terrible. Triple.
Number 2. Where are you?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's not
As you can tell, Pez is not very happy. So we've got Arthur the Panther now, Browns to number 1.
Middle. Well done,
number 2.
Well done.
Near Knights.
Reroll.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got 2 Near Knights. We'll have to have a re-race.
Oh, no.
I think, well done.
We're going to have a re-race.
We'll have to have a re-race for this one.
There's no re-races.
Yeah, because there's
two
teams in the same player.
game, so they will be.
What?
Yeah.
Right, I'll take the field spot then.
Well,
whoever the missing team is, give them 7.
Johnny, what did you do?
I'll have a race.
Did we just lock in Pez at number 7 and then do the re-race?
Yeah, cheeky fucker.
No, I will do a re-race between the 2 teams once I figure out who they are, and then the winner will get the 3rd and the runner-up will get 4.
Oh, that's a good way of doing it, Jimmy.
Get me in that divisional chat. I'll get them all uproaring. Get a full re-race done.
All right.
No, Arthur's watching. Arthur's crying.
Yeah, Arthur's.
I'll trade you, Arthur. Arthur, I'll change your spot right now.
He's at 1.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Going to cost you that one.
Arthur, you should have heard what Pez said about you earlier, man. I'm just going to leave that quiet.
We've got Happy Valley.
Divisional rivals.
You've written this one.
All right, here we go.
So we've got our.
Melbourne.
Last year's.
Melbourne.
The Destroyers are coming.
Melbourne.
Melbourne
the boys.
So we've got the Melbourne Supremacy, 1 pick. We've got our Belfast Benchwarmers, number 2 pick. Our defending champions, number 3 pick. Dickensies Demons, number 4. Crew Juggernauts, number 5. Kirkwall Raiders, number 6. Yo Villains,
Darlow
number 7.
Destroyers,
Gothenburg
number
Angels,
3.
number 8. South London Rebels, number 9. Portland Lumberjacks, number 10. Kirkwall Cowboys, number 11. And the Bognor Regis Falcons, number 12.
So, Johnny, what position did the Darlow Destroyers draft last year? Do you know that?
Off the top of my head, not really.
Okay.
Well, let me see. 8 drafts. I can have a look in a minute, but at the top of my head, I can't remember. But
well, you have access to their leagues, and I don't know if you can know, because they won everything this year, right? So it'd be interesting to see what position they drafted last year. Or maybe he can put that into the chat group on WeChat. All right, Johnny, let's see what we got next. I think this is
he drafted from the 108. He was the 108 last year.
He did what?
He drafted from the 108.
From the 8th position.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, Pez. You got 7. 8's one away.
Whoa,
this is Lancaster Bombers. Come on, then. This is my mate's team.
There you go. You got to support your mates, man.
My last one I supported, he finished in the middle, so let's go for that again. I want everyone to fail.
And they're off.
Where is he? Lancaster Bombers. Oh, he started off slow. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh,
he's going to like this. If he stays where he is. Oh, 8th.
Hey, last year, Darlow Destroyers drafted in 8th position and won everything.
So the Whitchurch Warriors is the team that beat all 96 teams to win the Rousey Cup. So they've got the number 1 pick. The Whitford Educators, number 2. Nottingham Rebels, number 3. The Birmingham Master Chiefs, number 4. The Royal Raiders, number 5. Southampton Dockers, number 6. The Kilmarnock Kings, Derek's team, the 7th pick. Lancaster Bombers, 8. Sandbach Satan's, number 9. Turbo Titans, Everett's team, number 10. Glasgow Lightning's, number 11. And the Chester Hurricanes, number 12. So
yeah, Everett.
A good division again.
10, I wonder what Everett is thinking, if he's happy or not at number 10.
Well, he had the 101 last year, and he went to Marchase, remember? So you're hoping he gets him a game. I don't think he's going to go that far now.
This is my division, I believe, with my buddy Brian that everyone met in our last show. The Lemony Squares, I'm not sure.
Lagers were lemons.
Lagerville.
So
here we go.
What in Porker?
Where's the Porker?
He's going to be mid. He's going to be like 8.
Oh, there we are.
11th, 9th.
I'm 9th.
Ooh.
Where's the Lagerville?
Away from being
right before you. They'll be sniping each other the whole draft. So the number 1 pick, you got the
9th position. I'm okay with 9th.
Oh, 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
So the Birmingham Bears, the number 1. The Darlington Dragons, number 2. Norwich Must Have Been, number 3. The Guildford Raptors, number 4. The London Eagles, number 5. The Knockhill Knockouts, number 6. Bonnerig Cheeseheads, number 7. The Lagersville Lemons, number 8. Cavic Brokers, number 9. The Dobos Darlow, I hate saying this one. The Dobos Darlow Diamonds, number 10. The Bluetooth Texans, number 11. And the Manchester Spinners, number 12. So we'll go to
the last division. Here we go.
So this is where you would have been, but you got put on. So we've got 2 new teams. We've got the Newcastle Magpies and the Clemson Marines. Clemson Marines is a friend of Everett. So
yeah, come on, Clemson Marines, let's go.
I think he actually won Everett's league last year, so he's obviously pretty good at the old fantasy football. Here we go. And we're
just having a bite of
the Forward Patriots. I think that's James' dad. That go on the Forward Patriots.
Well, the Newcastle Magpies
coming strong.
Wow,
the Wolfpack.
So we've got the newbies, Newcastle Magpies. I think that's Arthur's friend, the Newcastle Magpies. number 1. The Plymouth Assassins, that's Adam Donner, number 2. The Q Kings, number 3. The Clemson Marines, number 4. The Gloucester Wolfpack, number 5. The Wakefield 49ers, number 6. Bangham Sharks, number 7. The Rhiney Cardinals, number 8, who were pretty lucky last year. Court Red Army, number 9. The Gorgie Vikings, number 10. The Fullwood Patriots, 11. And the Gloucestershire Wolfpack, number 12. Arthur says his mate's going to be buzzing getting the 101. I'm not sure I'd really want the number 101 ever again. But yes.
It's going to be Saquon, guys.
It's going to be Saquon. Saquon, I'm going to get injured next year, Barkley.
It's going to be Jamal.
So.
Jamal.
All right. That was exciting. I actually loved being part of this type of sausage grinding, so we know how the hot dogs are made. And Johnny, thanks for letting us be part of it and broadcasting it live. And we are at the end of the show. And I must say, I think this is the longest show in the 2 years that we have been doing
marathon
as in Pork Show. 1 hour and 25 minutes.
And boys are charged by the second, so.
Well, you can send the bill to Johnny because the only thing you're going to get from me is, hey, awesome. I don't know if you can see my hand, but high five. High five.
Right.
Maybe Pez will give you some of his clippings as payment. You know, I see you're doing a nice trim on the beard there, Pez. Looking good.
Fill out Martin's beard.
Yeah, I see. It's a bit more full than what you started with a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Got some good growth on it now.
This is the biggest beard I can grow right here.
See, this is why people watch this show, because you don't get this anywhere else.
Hey, have you not seen the Eisen show?
I've seen bits and bobs
on the show all the time. Come on, man. Talks about the kids. We are inclusive in this show. So, saying that, Martin, you have the first chance to wrap up. Any closing thoughts, any things to say before we go to the off season? 30 seconds or less.
It's been great being on again, guys. It's been a great season. Look forward to maybe jumping on again next year. And my predictions will be Port gets relegated, Johnny gets relegated, Pez gets relegated, and I win my division.
Wow.
Well done. Pez, any closing comments, thoughts, or predictions before we sign off for the off season?
Hold on.
Go.
Before you go anywhere, I found out the team that's missing, so live on the air, we'll decide who gets third and fourth. Unfortunately, you can only be a minimum of 6, so they've got 3 in each. So no corruption. It's going to be a fast one. So you've got 3 teams that are near Knights and 3 teams that are Portsmouth Pirates. So whoever wins gets the choice of going third or fourth pick. Easiest way of doing it.
There's only one corruption in this, Johnny, and that's your fantasy wheel of death.
There we go. So this is a nice big one. So
come on, the near Knights.
For a fast pace, they're going pretty slow.
Oh, he's just been down the line.
He just pipped himself. So I'll let the Portsmouth Pirates decide whether they want to have the third, fifth, or the fourth pick, and then the other one can near Knights can get the other one. So that's it. Now we know.
There we go. The Portsmouth Knights have the number 3 choice, and are the Pirates, and then the Knights have the number 4 choice. So, Martin,
that was the fairest way of doing it. So,
thoughts, comments, predictions.
Just want to say, mine's are all done, so I think it's on to Pez for his.
Sorry, Martin. Pez.
No, just thank you for everyone who tuned in to watch and stayed with us and bared through it all. And we'll see you in the new season.
Yeah, we'll see you next season. Johnny?
No, thank you everybody that's taken part. And obviously we lost 2 this year, but we had 2 people coming back. And I think I've got 8 in a waiting list for anybody else that pulls out. So, but thank you for taking part and for watching. And thank you guys for making it fun. Even though I got relegated and Martin got promoted. But yeah, maybe he'll get relegated and stay in the same division. You never know. But then I am a Judas, so who knows? Yeah.
My closing comment is this. I would like to say thank you to everyone, such as Pez, Johnny, and Martin, that have chosen to spend time with us every week to perhaps give a show that people can watch and be entertained. We all have a finite amount of time in any given week. And when you choose to spend it with us, we truly appreciate it. We do actually value the time that you take to listen to our show. And we also get to have a good time talking with each other. I hope that you are able to see how much we appreciate each other and enjoy spending time with each other and sharing our thoughts. And of course, saying how much the puddle chicks suck. But going on to the next thing, I would just like to say, I hope everyone in the Orkney Bowl had a good season. Whether you won or lost, I hope you had a good time. And I hope that you thought it was fun enough that you would return next year. Because I know how much time and effort Johnny puts in to this for all of us to have a good time. And he does it literally for free. And for me, Johnny, you deserve the biggest thanks from all of us. And I truly appreciate you. Because without you, I never would have met Nurse Martin, Dr. Pez, and anyone and everyone else like Everett and Batch and Craig and Preston and everyone else in the Orkney Bowl chat group. Thank you for being part of our family. And with that, please like and subscribe the Orkney Bowl Pez and Pork Show. Have a good one, mates.
See you later.
Later,
next
alligator.
season.